Having a chance to watch the film and reflect on last night, what stood out to you the most?
Nothing really, nothing different after, going back and reviewing things. Our pace was good. In general, without the puck, we had good stretches. We were able to, to get pressure to them and put them under a little bit of pressure, not give them, too much free ice, free space. That's an area that we're gonna have to continue to improve in this series, and continue to become more consistent in. But offensively, we did the job. We found different ways to score. Off the forecheck, out of the O zone, off of transition, and you have to be able to do that at this time of year to find success.
What's the challenge now in trying to keep the foot on the gas pedal and keep up that intensity in Game 2 tomorrow night?
Well, that's I think that goes without saying. It's the most important thing today is just to to dial down and get a little rest mentally, physically, and get ready for Game 2. It's we're going to have to be a little bit better. Like I've said, we know that. So that mental sharpness, that'll be there. Our group has been pretty consistent, pretty driven. So that will be there. It's a matter of carrying that through and making sure that we're ready to execute at a real good level, at a high level.
Is the challenge of keeping momentum different in the playoffs than it is in the regular season?
Well, carrying momentum is, I'm not a huge believer that it carries from game to game. You have to create your momentum game in and game out. So we're going to have to do that again tomorrow night, and you have to do that shift to shift tomorrow night.
So one of your points of emphasis, just keep them on the outside, keep the puck on the wall, right, win battles. It seemed like you did a really good job of that for the most part.
Well, it's something that's easier said than done against these guys. You got to win races, right, against these guys. You got to win races back into the defensive zone on the inside, and then if you're just going to stand around on the inside and let them do their thing, you're going to be in trouble. So from there you got to find your pressure. You got to skate the check to try to take away some of that time and space against some of their elite players. They got their looks last night. They had a couple of good looks. Groovy was really good in those cases, that's obviously really important for us. And then now you have to turn that around and go the other direction as well. And that's a big part of pace of game, is also winning races and getting inside and finding your opportunities when they're available.
Your goals all came off that, right? The forecheck, put pressure on them, up ice, fast. The third one was forecheck.
Yeah, we scored 3 different ways last night. One was off the forecheck. The other was, we tracked well and were able to transition on the second one. And then, the third goal was off a face-off. We really have nothing. They did a really good job defending that, but put it to the bottom and, find a puck and find your way inside, right? Find the next play, whether that's inside or to the top.
When Grubauer plays as well as he did, how does that allow the rest of your players to focus on what they need to do without looking over their shoulder?
Yeah, it's a necessity at this time of year. And, it's a continuation of of what Gruby's been doing. The numbers are sometimes easy to attack on Gruby, but I guess I'll defend it a little bit. We don't give up a ton. We don't give up a lot of shots. So on those nights where we give up one extra goal, it makes it tough to recover on your save percentage, right? But I think we saw last night he was loose, he was calm, he was very focused, did a nice job 5-on-5, got us through the 2 PKs in the second period, and that's his job. So he did his job, and he did it well last night.
In hockey, there's always a saying that goaltending can make a difference. I mean, how much of that is cliche, myth, and how much of that is real?
No,
how much can one guy swing a series?
Yeah, it's factual, and I don't believe that Gruby had to be the best player on the ice last night, but when it was his turn to be good, he was, and that's what we need out of everybody on our team. When it's your turn, you got to do the job. You got to come out at the end of the night on the positive side. And if we don't have that from everybody in the lineup that's going that night, we're not going to win games, and we know that. We're pretty comfortable with that.
You steal one on the road last night. How huge an opportunity is tomorrow night to go up 2-0 in the series, have a chance to do that going back to Seattle for Game 3?
I don't think you really think of it, in terms of anything other than, we got an opportunity, in Game 2 to go out and play really well, understand the things that we need to do, again, really well, understand the areas that we can be a little bit better in, and, and just, be ready to go out and work as hard as we can to take advantage of the opportunity. It's a 7-game series. So you gotta, you play the game, and make sure you do everything you can to win the hockey game, and then flip the page. So that's where we're at right now. Flip the page. Next opportunity is game 2. Like I said earlier, our guys have done a nice job of being able to flip that page, be ready for the next challenge, and we'll be ready. We'll be ready for that tomorrow night, and we know and understand what the situation, what the opportunity is.
All set? Great.
Good.